Good morning, good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. Haven't been on for a while since, well, turn of the year I think was the last time. Still not feeling 100% great. I've still got some medical things to get sorted. Got an appointment beginning of February. A couple of tests done then, various things. I don't want to bore you with the details. It's not the best. I'm fine. I'm not like critically ill, but it's not great. Anyway, a wee update on what's been happening. I don't know if I posted on before, but my shed was to be extended. Well, it got done. It was done. I only had been on at the guys in September, but they were busy, and then with things going on with me, with my health and one thing and another, being off work, being in hospital, blah 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 blah, there was no great rush. So I would phone them up and they would say, "Oh, really busy?" And I'd say, "Look guys, it's fine. My only concern is I've got a lot of things to move before you arrive. I just don't want you to phone me at 5 o'clock and say we'll be there at 8 o'clock the next morning, because it'll take me a while to move stuff, because just take me a while to do a lot of things at the moment." So so they came last Wednesday, and this is the result. It doesn't, you won't see it really, but if you look on the line of the floor, that's where the end wall was. And this is, so it's given me a lot more space. Up here was racks, because one's bike which is there is in for the winter, so these doors don't get used. I've got a side door that we use, so I put racks there, but I've moved them back down here now. So the doors are accessible. I've got a clothes rack there because I've got clothes, jackets and stuff, and that can be wheeled out the road. But the bike will not be moving until another 6 weeks or something, till the weather improves. So yeah, car boots, I've been to a couple. I was at one yesterday morning. I think I was there for about 40 minutes, and I was just like, I need to go home, you know. I get up in the morning, and I drive there, and then after a wee bit of time I'm like, oh, no, I need to go home. But I picked up a couple of things. I'll show you another day, because they're in the house. Well, one of the things is hi-fi, this Denon hi-fi. There's a amps in there. Picked it up for 30 quid. It's a decent hi-fi, and it all works. Double cassette, CD, tuner, amp. So I'll get something done with that. But yeah. So apart from that, sales have been quite decent. I've just been podding on, coming in here maybe an hour a day, a couple of hours a day, on and off, not consistently, and been selling a few wee bits and pieces, which has been pretty decent. Managing to clear some space. Yeah. So all in all, it's looking okay. I'm quite pleased with it. It was only about 4 foot added onto the shed, but it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference. But yeah, I had I had a box of figures that I bought 6 months, 8 months ago, off this woman, an older woman, I have to keep saying older woman, older man, they're probably younger than me. Dalgety car boot, and it was, as I say, this was 6 or 8 months ago, and it was just a shoebox with various kind of, there was Slash, Jimi Hendrix, Alice Cooper, an Iron Maiden Trooper figure. They were about 7 inches tall. Various bits of props for scenes and stuff, like the guillotine for Alice Cooper, and a severed head, and a sword for the Trooper, and amps for Slash, and spiders for Alice Cooper, and there's just loads of bits and bobs. It was all mixed up. Some of it was, some of them were broken. Jimi Hendrix, one of the arms was broken. The Trooper had lost one of his hands. Various things. So, but in the box was, alongside it was this dude here. I don't know if you can see him. This dude here. He's in a Iron Maiden statue thing in the box, and I didn't see it when I bought it. I just bought this box of what I thought was broken, the figures. And I says to her, "How much do you want for the box?" And she says, "Give me a £5 and get it out of the road." And I said, "That's fine." So I brought it home, and it sat for a while, and then I've opened it up, and I was like, "Oh, some of these are pretty decent. I don't know much." And then I found this man, and he's worth a few bob, so he's on his own for about £40. But anyway, I had this box of figures that were just getting in the road, so I thought, I don't want to put them on at I usually put things on at buy it now, fixed price. People decide they maybe send me an offer. But I decided to do it at an auction, just put it on as figures are broken, some of the figures are broken. Described it as well as I possibly could. Some of the props are missing. I don't know what's missing. I don't know what should be here. I bought this as a job lot. I'm selling it as a job lot on auction. You know, make sure you check all the pictures properly, and you know what you're buying. So that was fine. So put them on an auction, and they sold. I think it was a 7-day auction. I think it goes on for a 7-day auction, and they sold for 15 quid or something. And that was fine. So the guy who bought them said. Well, I had to send him a message. It took him a day to pay. And he says, "I didn't realise I'd won the auction." He said, "Don't send them to my address. I want to do click and collect." And I've never set up click and collect. I don't know how to do click and collect. The way it works, I'm aware of how, since I've been doing eBay, is a thing called simple delivery, where a lot of full-time, long-term reselling guys and girls hate the simple delivery because it's a fairly new thing, and they don't like it. They like to decide what courier is going to be used, which is fine. This is fair enough. I get that sometimes because so they have to weigh and measure their packages, and then they'll have an account with Royal Mail or Every or Yodel or however it is, and pay that thing. But the way it works for me and for other people who use simple delivery, and this is the only thing I've ever used, I haven't really got into trying it the other way, is you put in the description of what you're buying, or what you're selling rather, and at the end eBay will decide the package cost, the postage cost, and pretty much I think it decides who the courier will be. It's usually Every or Royal Mail. Usually, occasionally it's Yodel. And Every for me sometimes is a bit worrying. Depends on what you're selling, because they're all the most subtle couriers. Anyway, I've only just done that, so put it all in, and then at the end of the day, it will say Every or Royal Mail or Yodel, whatever it may be. And I've had a couple of sales where people say, "Well, don't send it to this address because that's the wrong address," and I can't change the address. When the sale's finished, and I print off a postage label, and the postage label is the address that's assigned to their account. I can't go in and change that. I can't edit that. I can't do nothing with that. So what I've had to do a couple of times in the past is say to people, "I can't change this to another address. What we'll do is we'll cancel the sale. You go in and change your address. Make sure it's up to date. And when you've done that, come back to me, and I'll relist it. I'll say to you, you say that's it, up to date, that's me sorted. I'll relist the item, say that's it relisted. You go and bump, buy it. Job done. You pay for it. I get the label printed off, and with your new address, your updated address that you have to update, and that's and everybody's happy. So this guy was saying, he was quite cheeky actually, saying blah blah blah, you've got click and collect here. I says, I've never used click and collect. I'm not a business seller at the moment. I'm still a private seller. I use simple delivery. I don't know how to use it, but as far as I'm aware, your address is in that label. I haven't opened the label yet, but your address is in that label, and I have to use that label, because if I don't use that label, eBay don't know I've posted it to you. And they give you so many days. They'll say, post this by such and such a date, 2 or 3 days in advance of when, or after you sell it. Because if you don't sell that, if that label doesn't get scanned, then you've broke the contract, and eBay are wondering why you haven't posted it item that was bought by the customer. So I said, I can't do that. I'm not sure how to do that. I've never. You've got it offered. I said, well, I don't know why it's been offered, because I have never. It's nothing. It's not something somebody's ever asked me to do. I didn't realise it was there. I'm reluctant to do it in case it goes wrong. Blah de blah de blah. I don't want something sent to my house, because I'm not home, and I won't be home for 3 or 4 days. And what happens is they end up leaving stuff in the garden and they get soaking wet. So again, I said to the guy, well, what we can do is, if you like, I'll cancel the sale. You let me know when you're going to be home. When you're going to be home, or when you message me and say, I'm going to be home on Thursday or Friday, whatever the day is. I'll relist the item as I buy it now, but I'll buy it now at the price that you won the auction at. It was like 15 quid or something. Well, it's not a lot of money. And then I'll message you as soon as I relist it. I'll say, that's it been messaged. That's it been relisted. Now. So he did that. So a couple of days later he said, relist it and send it. You can send it Thursday or Friday. I'm not in any rush. So I said, right, I'll relist it in an hour. I was busy. I was having my dinner or something. I can't remember what I was doing. I'll relist it in an hour. So 1 hour later, I relisted it. Seconds after I relisted it, I messaged him and said, that's it relisted. Waiting, expecting him to be ready to go, bump by. He didn't do that. He waited for about half an hour. Well, half an hour after he messaged me half an hour later. And what happened in that half an hour? Somebody got in before him and bought it. Buy it now. I can't do anything about that. It's unfortunate, but I can't go to somebody and say, listen, this was meant for somebody else. But if he'd done what we'd agreed, and had said, and then I said, right, I'll relist it in an hour, and it was almost exactly an hour. It was a minute after either way of an hour. That's it relisted. Sent him a message straight away. That's it relisted, and he was sitting there going, right, bump, here it is there, bump by, no problem, I'll solve. But no, he waited 20 minutes, half an hour, and somebody sneaked in behind him. So he sent me a message saying, when you buy that, somebody's beat me to it. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this guy. And he was, because a couple of times when we were having a discussion about the address and the click and collect, he was quite cheeky. I'm fairly arrogant. Like, this is the address I've had my whole life. And I was trying to explain to him, look, I just want to make sure it gets to the right place. But as far as I'm aware, I can't change I can't edit the address. So anyway, he sent me a message, and it was later on at night, and I was tired, and I was just about ready to go to my bed, and I went, no. So the next day, I remembered, and I was like, well, what can I say to him? What can I say to him? Unfortunate, oops, sorry, bump, but you should have done what we agreed. So I just left it, and not realising rather that he still had the opportunity to send me feedback. Oh, and he sent me feedback yesterday, and I'll show you. And that's the reason I'm. Hang on, I'll just do this. Hang on a minute. So yeah, he sent me feedback, and I'll see if you can see it. I don't know if you can read that. It's quite awkward. It says, big red, I think it's probably around the wrong way. Negative feedback. I'll read it to you. Worst experience ever on eBay for me. Seller cancelled my winning order because he doesn't want to do click and collect. It wasn't I didn't want to do it, I didn't know how to do it. I explained it to him. I didn't realise it was on. It didn't make it a part of the listing. I don't know why it's there. I don't know if I can do anything with it. I'm a bit apprehensive. Can we just do this? So he said he doesn't want to do click and collect, even though he offered it. Now, I've got all the messages going back. Then he realised he was buy it now. We agreed that and sold to someone else. Technically, that's what happened. But there's a lot more going on in there. We had a big long discussion. Let me see if I can item. Let me see if I can find the. Let me see. There's my messages. Let me get them on my phone. Let me see if I can get them on my phone. Inbox. Yeah. So, first message from him was, "I will pay shortly. Want to do click and collect. I didn't actually realise I'd won the auction." And I said, "No worries." And then my question was, "How do you organise click and collect?" Because I don't know. And then I said, "Is the address in the order details the same as your eBay account? If not, I can't send them to the address you've given." It's click and collect. I choose this option all the time as I am away often, and the people tend to leave parcels outside the house in the rain to get destroyed. This is the purpose of click and collect. Yeah, I know that. It doesn't have to be the same as a residential address. I will be away until next weekend, so don't want anything sent to my home address until then. If you don't want to do click and collect, I can send you my home address, but I'll hold on to the item until late next week. But you did offer click and collect in the listing. Now, he's saying use my home address. When I sell that item, I get so many days to post that, and if I don't post that in that amount of days, again, I'm breaching eBay's terms and conditions, rules, whatever it may be. So I've written, I don't have it set up in my account. When a purchase is made, a postage label is generated, which I can't edit and it must be sent to that address. If I send it to the alternative address, it doesn't register as dispatched. So I can write a label it, take it to the post office, but it wouldn't be part of the whole deal because he pays for the postage. I have no idea why this is me. I have no idea why click and collect is on. Let me see if I can put you on I'm standing here holding this bloody thing. This can actually work as a tripod as well. Let me see. Let me see. Where are you? Where have you gone? Hello there. Hey, okay. Sorry. This is big long-winded, but I just thought you might be interested. I have no idea why click and collect is on this item. It is something I've never used, and if I hold the item and don't dispatch by the time eBay has instructed, I will be penalised. Plus your home address must be the one on the label. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. It seems to be at the moment. I wasn't going to take the risk. I'll need to look into it and research it and make sure that if click and collect ever appears again, I know exactly how it works, because I don't know how it works. All I can say is that if you want the items, I cancel the sale, and when you return home, message me and I'll relist at the price the auction ended at. But as I said, the address I send it to is the address on your account. I'm not a business seller. I use eBay Simple Delivery. Why are you sitting at a funny, stupid, bloody angle? So he said, okay, we can do that. I still want the items. So if I message you, say on Thursday, you could send them to my home address on the Friday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I say, I'll need to cancel this sale, relist at the price the auction ended at. You then buy the items and I can send them. But as I say, the address on your account that will be generated when I print the label must be the address you want to deliver to. There's no way around it for me. And I sent him a couple of screenshots. unless I cancel the sale, I have to dispatch by Tuesday, because that's the time scale that eBay have given me. Tuesday, it has to be delivered by Tuesday, and he wants it delivered by Thursday or Friday. So if I hold back by 3 or 4 days, eBay will be on at me saying, you're late with your delivery and you'll get penalised. And he said, okay, that's fine. So on the 21st of January, which was whatever that was, Wednesday or something, I can't remember. Hi, if you can relist the item, I will pay you, and could you send tomorrow or Friday? I'm not in any hurry. And I said, I'll relist, buy it now in an hour. Let you know, is your address okay on your account? Yes, it is. It's the only address I've ever had in 26 years on eBay. Okay, I get it, right? So 1 hour later, at 18:29, I said I'll relist in an hour. At 19:30, so we're a minute out, I've sent him a message saying, that's it, relisted. 20 minutes later, just went to buy it and it's sold. You should have been ready, man. You should have been ready. Now, apparently, I didn't realise that when something like that happens and you relist the item, all the people that bid on the item the first time around get a notification to say this item's been relisted. Think that's what's happened. But he would have got that notification as well, because he won it. So not only would he got the message from me saying, that's it, relisted now, buy the bloody thing now, be ready. He should have been sitting with his fingers on his button on his phone ready to buy it. But he would have got a notification from eBay saying, this item's been relisted. But he's waited 20 minutes. I have no power over that. I was trying to help the guy out. Maybe a wee bit clunky, on my part, inexperienced, naive. I don't know. But I was trying my best to get this guy sorted. So he sent me that horrible feedback, right? So must be getting milder in my old age, more mellow. Because it says, thank you for your feedback, much appreciated. You agreed to the cancellation and relisting. I informed you I would relist in an hour, which I did, and contacted you straight away, expecting you to buy the figures without delay, but you delayed, and so unfortunately someone else got there first, which I wasn't aware of until you messaged me, and by that time it was too late. Have a nice night and thanks again. So that's where we are. That's it, done. I've now got nearly 200 positive feedbacks, really good, positive, really nice feedback that I get generally, all the time, and this one. So there you go. So that's the pitfalls of working with public. I remember this when I was younger and I worked in retail, how awkward the public could be. That's kind of one of the reasons why I left, because I was finding it harder and harder to keep my mouth shut. But then I was a young man, and have I changed much in my old age? Wee bit. Anyway, so this is the gaff now. This is it now. I've got 3 things to pack. Sold yesterday. That Lego, this wee Lego set, sold for $7.99. What else? I can't remember. What did I sell? A set of scales. Oh aye, and a book. A book with stencils in it. I've got quite a few of. Yeah. So there we go. Hopefully soon I'm back. The thing is, with my health, I've got a few tests coming up at the beginning of February, and then off the back of that, a possible operation if the tests all go well. The operation's a positive thing. It's the day when my water works, but you don't want to know that. My bladder's not working right. Shh. Anyway, so I've got a wee Gucci attached to my left ankle. Does that let you know where I've been since before Christmas? A wee Gucci bag. Anyway, too much information, Graham. Shut your face. Okay. Yeah, so I'm having a bit of an on day today. I have on days and off days. I was saying this to somebody just last week. I got on days and off days. That's the thing with Parkinson's disease. Obviously I've got that to deal with as well. And there's days where you just can't do anything, and there's other days where you have a bit of energy and you feel like, oh yeah, I want to get stuff, but it's so unpredictable because you can get one really good day being on, as I say, and you're on and you're like, right, okay, like, and then later that night or the next day for the next 2 days you're like, you're struggling to just, everything takes so bloody long and thing me, but we're just working through it. I'm glad I've got this place because it gives me something to occupy my mind and an interest. Yeah. So yeah, as always, the begging, but hit like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, like button. Comment, make a comment. Yeah, let's have some comments. Ask me some questions. Or tell me I'm rubbish, or tell me I'm a halfwit, or ask to see something, or anything that you interests you, or anything that interests you about me, Jesus Christ. But if there's anything that you would like to know, or about anything to do with the reselling thing, or yeah, and that's the thing. This is another thing. I've got these three. This is the last remaining bits of my drums. I don't know if you can see them. Two old stands and some percussion-y bits. A tambourine and a block and a percussion stand. I've just put them on Facebook Marketplace yesterday to get rid of them. There's a guy coming tonight. £10 each for the stands and 20 quid for the percussion bits. Gets them out the road. They'll still do somebody a job. They'll be a bit rust on them, but give them a clean with some time. So anyway, yeah. If there's anything that I could that'd be interesting. Ask me some questions. Nothing too personal. If you're going to ask me personal questions, do it privately. So yeah. I'm waffling on now. That's 27 minutes. If you've made it to the end of this video, my God, there's what you can do. You can say, what can you say? You can say, so I know you've got to the end of the video, Angus. See Angus in the video, and I know you got in the comment, and I know you got the end of the comment at the end of the video. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up, like, maybe leave a comment, maybe subscribe if you haven't subscribed, maybe share it, help me out. Yeah, and we'll see. I'll try and do some more content. What I need to do is spend some time with the laptop and the vids. I've got loads of card boot videos, film recordings in my laptop, but you need to edit them. You don't just watch me walking about, no lifting anything up for 20 minutes. But editing's kind of confusing for me. But anyway, again, I waffle. Thank you very much for watching this. I will catch you all later. See you later.